we sit down and wonder, how can Donald Trump control so much of certain parts of America? And you know, I've always spoken about the church's involvement in society and what it has done. Sometimes it can do good, sometimes it can do bad. Sometimes we have pastors, you have to wonder what they're paid for. You wonder why we can't get certain types of legislation through, etc. It is because these guys have control of the minds of many. I want you to take a look at this, and then we'll go ahead and take it on the other side, because this is simply amazing.
One of the more unexpected developments in American politics in the last 5 years has been the enormous popularity of Donald Trump among the so-called values-voting evangelical community. Mr. Trump won 77% of the evangelical vote in 2016, and then he won 84% of it last year. My colleague Ann Thompson traveled just outside of Knoxville, Tennessee, to report on the friction over what it means to be an evangelical today.
Under this flag-painted roof, religion and politics mix.
I want Trump to come back sooner than later. But you know who'd be a lot better than Trump coming back? Yeah. Jesus coming back.
With gusto.
Biden, you trouble Israel. Yeah. Leftists, you trouble Israel.
This is the Patriot Church on the outskirts of Knoxville, Tennessee.
You unvaccinated people, you are causing the trouble in the land. That's what they say.
Founded by Pastor Ken Peters.
This nation was founded on predominantly Christian values by predominantly Christian people. We just want to keep that in play. We just want to keep our roots alive and not let this reconstruction, this tearing up of our nation's roots and a new set of values is being pushed on us. It literally is.
So whose values are being pushed on you?
These are leftist, worldly values. They can't stand Christian culture. Why? Because we believe marriage is between a man and a woman. We believe that there are only two genders. We believe that life in the womb is actually human life, and they're murdering human life for money.
He's not afraid to take sides and thinks God does too.
One thing I've learned about Scripture and the Lord is God can use anybody. In the Bible, He even used a donkey. And if God can use a donkey, He can use President Trump.
Do you think God is using President Trump?
Absolutely. I think President Trump is a miracle. I think God picked Donald Trump, an imperfect vessel, to be the champion of His people.
That intertwining of patriotism, politics, and religion is attracting a devoted following.
When you're in a culture where everybody's trying to silence you, it's great to be able to share how you really feel with people who feel the same way.
Or just checking it out. Actually saw it on CNN, and if they say something bad about it, it might be good.
Peters leading one side of the battle for the soul of the evangelical church.
Some of the evangelical church, I think, is soft. I think they're cowardly, and they're trying to ride the fence between the left and the right. And so that's kind of where the divide is.
Here in the heart of the Bible Belt.
I would say, as a person of faith who's been around church all my life, that the Bible Belt is unbuckling.
Across town, Pastor Phil Nordstrom leads the Life Church.
What do you mean that the Bible Belt is unbuckling?
The branding of Christianity has suffered. I think that our association with political extremism has especially turned off a younger generation toward evangelicalism. So one of the challenges we face right now is, who are we? What does it mean to be an evangelical?
Nordstrom is decidedly old school, a pro-life pastor pointedly staying away from partisan politics on Sunday.
The funny thing is, I'm probably personally pretty conservative, so I don't come across as like I'm a liberal evangelical, but people get the spirit, get the feeling pretty quick that we're a pretty inclusive church, that everyone's welcome, that we're trying to not fight the culture wars from the pulpit.
Can you believe that? Number one, Donald Trump was sent by God. God uses imperfect vessels. Wow. What an imperfect vessel he used this time. But I mean, the pastor that came afterwards was more circumspect, and he called the reality. The Bible Belt is unbuckling. What he didn't talk about is why is the Bible Belt unbuckling, and that goes a lot into not only the financial angst of people, but that continuous message of the other trying to take what is yours. I think progressives have a hell of an opportunity here that I think too often we leave alone. And I'm telling you this from experience in talking to people of different ideologies. We many times, because we know that the policies we support, because we know that the types of things we support or what most people ultimately want, if you strip ideology from it, we don't approach these people with enough what is the word that I want to say? It's not empathy, because that we have. We don't give them a chance to drive to us, as opposed to telling them to come to us, in my opinion. I would be interested to see what you guys think about that. But if you look at the power that these preachers have on the people, we could break the preachers, and in breaking the preachers, get to the people. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.